Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait. Right. Let me zoom out. Starting right now.
Okay.
And tell me your name, your date of birth, first name, last name, date of birth,
Whoa.
and then let me know. Just say on tape that we have permission to use your image and likeness.
Whoa. Gay porn coming up, huh? Terrence White, August 25th, 1982. And I guess I give my permission. That's pretty cool. Yes, I give my permission to use my image and likeness.
Thank you. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Just quickly, once again, tell your story how you got into skating.
Well, I knew a friend. He skated. Came in with a couple magazines, like I think it was like Team Paradise catalogs. I don't even think you know who Team Paradise is.
No.
That's sad. Team Paradise catalogs, DB. Just asked him about it, looked over a few magazines, let me hold a couple videos. Elements was the first one I saw.
Okay.
Dustin Latimer, fucking 180 in his sick ass gap, while this dude fucking, whatever. Yeah. And I just got some K2s, head out on my own, skated for a bit, skated with them, and just kept going from there.
All right. And what year was that?
Oh, that was 99, I think.
99. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too long.
Not too long. Tell me this. Tell me what about the sport keeps you doing it today? Like, what about the sport is most exciting and enjoyable?
I guess I like the challenge, actually. It's pretty challenging. Go out there just to see what I can do. The people I skate with, too, help quite a bit with that. It's good to have a good set of people to skate with. It's pretty much, it's basically the challenge. That's what got me into it in the first place, and that's probably what keeps me going.
Tell me what you like about the industry, what you don't like about the industry, so on and so forth. And that's it. Just tell me what you like about. Tell me what you think needs to change. Because I think everyone pretty much likes the sport as it is, and it only needs to get better. You know.
Yeah.
Everything about it so far is okay, but it needs to progress. So what needs to change?
A little more appreciation for park skaters, actually. Maybe actually getting more people into parks, building a few more parks, because that's pretty much the mainstream kind of skating when it comes to, like, when we need to present that to people, that's what they're going to see. So if we want to push it forward, make the industry grow, we need to focus on that one specific area, because it just gets no attention right now. If somebody says, yeah, I skate park mostly, they get no respect for that whatsoever.
From the street skaters.
Yeah, because it's mostly the street guys. I mean, when you see somebody, like, most people get into it through the videos, through fans, through some guy that's on the street, and that's what they go into, straight into street skating.
Yeah, like, you see, me, personally, I think, like, the way I would sum it up, like, I think we all just need to unite. And, like, even on a small level of just street skaters, because even with us amongst ourselves, we still bullshit and talk shit about this one and that one, and the next guy, it's like, come on, dude. It's like, skate.
Well, you're going to find that anywhere, though.
Nah.
You find that anywhere. You find that in every walk of life. You find that at the office, at work. So
Well,
that's never going to stop. I don't think that it's we need to unite. I just think that if we want the industry to grow, we have to appeal to the mainstream in some
in some sort of way.
yeah. Might not
And-
seem like something you want to do, but
And just
it's
ninja
necessary.
skating is not appealing to most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Because I mean, I'm sure a parent walking by is not going to go, my daughter wants to get into this, and this is where she's going to be in the middle of the night in a dark park with some friends. No. You know, if they knew they could go to a lit up park somewhere, you know, with security and guys
Yeah.
watching over in helmets and pads, they would do it. You know. So I guess you're right on the track. I mentioned to you about the whole Arlo Eisenberg situation, the X Games, rollerblade, and the X Games being a venture with ESPN and rollerblade, you know, creating the X Games and all of that sort of stuff. And Arlo's point of view on why rollerblading isn't big right now, or the resentment and all of that from BMX and skateboarders. Tell me why that's bullshit.
Well, I disagree because I think it was just the skaters' fault from the beginning. We had our own little sort of competition set up with the ASA. Guys might not have liked the way it worked. I wasn't particularly fond of the way it worked. However, that's what we had. And instead of making that better and taking advantage of that, they just said, fuck it. A lot of the big names in street skating just said, screw it, fuck it. Back then it was Synod Team, they were pretty huge. They just never took the shit seriously, most of the guys. It was nothing to them. They didn't appreciate the chance that they had. They didn't work with that. One of the biggest skaters out at the time, Aaron Feinberg, big ASA champ, no respect from street skaters whatsoever. Had to come out with a few videos, had to do all sorts of other stuff before he got any real recognition. People who watched the events knew who he was. Maybe his friends knew what he can do, but we never really looked at him. He was just that kid who can skate park really well.
Really well.
Like that other guy recently, Jaron Grove.
Jaron Grove still got some park.
Still lights it up in the park. You never hear his name.
Yeah,
You never hear the guy's
he's
name.
like, I don't know if he's still sponsored by this guy, but he's got like yacht, he's got Yoo-Hoo, he's got like a shitload of
That's the
sponsors
other
behind
thing.
him.
If you have a sponsor outside of rollerblading, you're automatically a sellout, and we don't want anything to do with it.
Like sellouts and Jaron Grove. Start off and say like Jaron Grove and Aaron Farmer and sponsors and
Wait, should I start?
just say Jaron Grove and Aaron Farmer, like you know those guys, and they have if they have sponsors and
Yeah, if you have like Jaron Grove sponsors outside of rollerblading, it's not something that's that's not something that we appreciate. It's looked down upon. Sponsored by Yoo-Hoo. Yoo-Hoo, there's no rollerbladers in Yoo-Hoo. You know, what skates do they make? What skate products do they make? They sell chocolate. We don't have anything to do with them. Screw them. And you can't do that. That's not how skateboarding got big. That's not how BMX got big. These guys accepted their sponsors. They took that, they used that, and they did their own thing.
I wish I had that. I wish you could have said, like, just push the camera while he was about to jump.
I didn't.
What? Yeah, man, you're fucking it up right now.
Better that way.
Alright, so tell me a little bit about because I think there is a big problem, and I'm sure you can acknowledge this and agree with me, between park skaters, street skaters, you know, whether it's vert, those out there getting sponsored. Tell me what's really going on and what needs to be done, because there has to be some sort of mesh in between. Right now we're like so divided amongst each other. Like we don't even communicate with each other, we don't recognize each other, and we still want recognition for ourselves, you know, and it's like that's part of us, you know?
Yeah.
Park and street. Tell me something about that.
Well, I just think that people just really close-minded about it, but they just want to skate park or they just want to skate street. If you skate street, you usually just look down on park. It's lazy. I don't want to wear a helmet. Too badass to wear a helmet.
Talk about the injuries in the
They
industry.
don't-
That's another thing. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
It's just, if you're going to skate one, most people don't skate the other. Some people, when they start young and they have the chance, they'll skate park and then come over to the street and they'll never really touch park again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's just all it is, really. People just need to go out and skate stuff, whatever it is. If it's a park, go to the park. If
But
it's
what do
street,
you-
skate the street.
Well, don't you think that it's really time-consuming to try to invest? Because they're two, like, almost totally different genres of the same sport, you know? They take,
I mean,
they're two different disciplines.
Yeah, it is. I can see how if you just wanted to focus on that one area and be good at that. However, if you're gonna focus on that one area and be good at that, you have to realize you're limiting yourself. You're limiting how the industry can grow, because you're that one extra person that decides, I just want to do this particular area. I don't want to even touch the rest of it. I mean, you could do that one thing and become great at it and maybe help it grow. On the same token, you could just be another street skater, just another park skater. Whereas you could sort of, you learn from skating park the same. You can learn something from skating street that you wouldn't learn in skating a park, and vice versa. So you need that. To me, I think you should have that sort of balance. I never really got into park skating because, honestly, when I started, I never really had the money to go to parks.
Exactly, that's another argument.
That's
you have to be fortunate enough to have a park, and a good park, and a park that you can actually afford and go to.
That's
Skate
true.
regularly with pads and all the equipment. It's just impossible nowadays, especially for the urban environment kids, and all that stuff. But thanks. How do you feel about rollerblading as far as with regards to it being a sport, or with regards to it being, say, an art form, or both? Because it really does allow creative expression in ways that you just can't imagine sometimes. One person will do a trick a certain way, or they'll come off of it, and you'll just never see it matched that way. Take, for example, Colin McLeod.
What?
So
Yeah, you just start.
what do you say, for example, with like, the artistic side, where somebody will do a trick and you'll just never be able to duplicate it as well as, say, someone like Dominic Sedona or Colin Kelso from Philadelphia, or these guys. These guys who are just so stylish with their tricks that it's just impossible to duplicate. And that in relation to it being a sport or it being an art, and the X Games defining it as a sport and putting rules and regulations on it, because that's why a lot of kids don't want to enter those competition circuits and have to be judged by someone who probably doesn't skate. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it is a sport, but I think within a sport you can be artistic. Look at Magic Johnson in basketball. Look at soccer players like Pele. These guys were artists in their sports. And to me, rollerblading is a sport. And I think if people look at it like that, they'd be more willing to take it to the mainstream level. It seems to be this whole, it's an art, we should keep it to ourselves. We want it to grow, but we don't want to let it go. We don't want to put it in someone else's hands, which is perfectly understandable. You don't want to put something that you put so much time and energy into someone else's hands, and they just corrupt it and they take it a direction you weren't intending. However, sometimes you have to take that chance. Sometimes you have to go out to these other people and use them for what they have.
True.
And when you recognize that this is a sport and you treat it seriously, you can make it grow. It'd help everything in the long term if we just let go of this whole, we keeping it underground, this is ours, this is no one else's. And from there, it's easy.
You mentioned something about the whole, and one competition circuit. The fact that and one is a showcase of basketball and not necessarily rules and regulations, where the NBA is rules and regulations. The NBA always will be.
But I think
the top.
I
will
think
be the top.
I think that kind of gets with the whole sport thing and keeping it to. I think that's about the same thing. It just seems a little redundant.
But you're saying that the and one mixtape circuit and all those things will never ever be as big or as popular as the NBA, for the simple fact that it's not done sport-like with rules and regulations.
Exactly, and they took the time out to reach out to other people to get the money to make their sport what it is. They reached out to those other people and said, wait, what the fuck was that?
So yes, and one mixtape circuit in relation to the NBA, as we compare street rollerblading and the street underground rollerblading, circuit, in comparison to the larger, say, X Game competition circuit that we are no longer a part of in the USA. That is. Your thoughts?
Is that we should be able to accept that there's sponsors out there that are willing to put money into our sport and make use of that to make bigger things. That's why the NBA is the NBA. They know how to market their sport. They did it the right way. whereas you have someone like N1 Mixtape. It's nice, a lot of people know about it, it gets around, but it'll never be the NBA. It'll never surpass the NBA. Much in the same way, if we don't reach out to these sponsors, if we don't accept, if we don't, not so much accept corporate situation, but realize that there's a certain part of this that is a business, and within a business there's certain risks, there's certain things that you have to do, there's certain connections you have to make. If we don't do that, it's going to stay small, and it's just going to be rollerbladers making companies that go nowhere. It was shitty. Yeah, the ASA was shitty, but we took it like which of the big street skaters took it seriously?
And you know what? Honestly, the whole industry moved away from park competitions anyway.
Exactly. It just totally just said fuck park. Even though that's what people see when it's marketed. Park. That's pretty much it.
Not rollerblading, skateboarders. Why is it taking so long?
Do not know.
I don't know. It's not bees in it. Look at what?
I wanted to hold it like this.
By the way.
Gusto, gusto. This is where I'm filming from. I got you, I got you.
Whenever I am. Alright, first and foremost, we need you to state your name, first and last name. If you can, please spell it. Tell us your age, date of birth, and you have to authorize us. Give us permission to use your image and likeness.
Yeah, you got my permission to use.
No, that's the main. He's on charge. He's in charge now, so I guess you don't have to worry about this one that much. You can look at this one once in a while.
The
But-
name's Daniel Figueroa, aka Danny Figs. That's what they call me on the streets. That's my skate name.
All right. And you just gotta let us. You just gotta say you guys have permission to use my,
Yeah,
use
you guys
my image and likeness.
You guys definitely have permission to use me as what? Well, no. Take
Whatever-
two.
Whatever we want to.
Take two. Alright, just fuck with it. Alright. The name's Daniel Figueroa, aka Danny Figs. That's what they call me on the streets. You got permission to use my name, pictures,
Oh, hold on.
photos.
My shirt screen is fucking off. Alright, one more time.
Oh.
I feel like a star. Hold on. Yo. The name's Daniel Figueroa, aka Danny Figs. That's what they call me on the streets. You guys definitely have my permission to use my name, photos, in whichever way possible. Make me famous, please.
All right.
Wow. Wait. I started skating about going on 6 years. 6 years, just about.
All right. Tell us. You started skating about 6 years ago. Just tell us a little bit about how you got into it, why you got into it,
All right,
what you
cool.
enjoy about it, and why you still do it today.
All right.
6 years later.
It was a local thing in the neighborhood, everybody was doing it. All the gangsters, all the drug dealers, we were all doing it, grabbing onto the back of the buses, going to snatching fruits on the avenue, having a good time, going down the stairs backwards in Central Park, 72nd Street. And slowly but surely, they all started disappearing. They started maturing. They're in jail now. and I'm still doing my thing, skating hard, and I'm just trying to make it.
All right. And why is it like? What do you enjoy about the sport though? Like, what fit? Like, tell the story behind how you got into it. Like,
Oh wait, hold on.
Are you recording?
Go.
This is still fine.
That's fine.
All right. So I guess we'll start over from not quite the top, the middle. Just tell the story behind how you got into it. You know, what you enjoy about it, like the step-by-step story. Like, oh, it was like, oh, I saw it on TV, and then it was like, oh shit, I gotta go get that. Or the niggas in the hood is doing it. It was like, yeah, I gotta go do that. Or like where, like, what was the spot? Was it the park? Was it the street? You know. And then what was it about it that made you say, yo, I gotta do that? Was it somebody with the style? Was it the
I
trick?
got you.
Was it the
I got
hammer?
you. I got you. What really got me into it was watching these B3 competitions on ESPN, which they canceled. I don't know why, but there was a couple of skaters on there who fit a couple of images from around my way. You know, sagging the pants, wearing the long T-shirts, and I felt like if a person from the hood could make it, if he can make it, then I'm sure everybody else could make it. So I figured I'd just try my luck in it, and I made it this far. Hopefully I'll get farther in life with it. I think the industry should to try a little harder and try a little harder to progress our sport, our art. They're really selfish, the industry. They're just trying to make money for themselves.
Yeah, mostly.
Instead of trying to make money for, you know, for the future of our industry. The kids that's gonna work even harder after us. I think it's really messed up that there's no progression in rollerblading. It's actually going down the drain. You know, they stopped televising us in the X Games. There's no documentaries, no nothing on us, and I think that's really sad that we bust our ass out here day in and day out, and it just amounts to nothing. It doesn't get injured. I don't break bones. I've never broken a bone. The worst that's ever happened was a tailbone. I hit my tailbone one time. That's about it. I healed up in 2 weeks. Back on my skates, busting ass. You know.
So do you think this is a big problem for the sport, though? Like injuries, just like putting skate, like injuries, like bad enough to stop people from skating altogether?
No, I think people should know what their limits are. You know, if you know you can't do something, I mean, if something just seems too ridiculous and you go ahead and do it and you crack your head and you lose your sense of smell, it's on your part. It's not on the sport. You think you got something you don't have. You see, Danny Figs just has it all. Danny Figs doesn't really screw up. Danny Figs is really the truth in New York City.
So, who are some of the skaters that Danny Figs looks up to?
I really look up to like 2 pro skaters. That's probably Mike Murder Johnson and Ramel Knight. Because those two, well, they come from pretty much where I come from. And that's the slums, you know, the ghetto, that's where we come from. And to see them getting money from this sport and, you know, pro skates and traveling all over the world, it's a beautiful thing to see that. It's something that we never thought was possible, watching these kids from the ghetto just, you know, expanding their life.
What do you think about the whole sponsorship aspect of skating?
I think the sponsorship aspect of skating is really ridiculous. I mean, it's not even based on skill or, you know, uniqueness. It's really based on connections and who you know. Because there's a lot of skaters out there that really don't deserve to be where they're at, but because they know a certain person, they are where they are, and I'm right here.
All right. So as far as that being a problem, that would be your main problem with the industry, or one of them. Like, what would you have any ideas or suggestions as to how we can change the problems? Like, you know, how we can better that part of the industry, or, you know, any other problems you want to air out about the industry, and ideas as how we can change it or how we can make it better, or what we need to do to make it better?
I think the industry needs more people like Brian Bell. I believe that's what his name was. You know, you send the guy some random footage and he will put you in his video and you'll get your exposure. Slowly but surely you will make it. See, a lot of these pro skaters and pro companies out there, if you're not in their specific group, you know, like Be Unique, and all those people in the West Coast. If you're not in that specific circle, you won't get the exposure you need. And I think that the industry, not even the industry, the skaters in general, should just like kind of unite. Instead of everybody being in a separate group in different parts of the city, they should all just like unite and just have like a big session and just it be just like, I don't know, New York City like it used to be, not Be Unique and Skeptic and and
Exactly.
and AV Media and the Queens and all these people. I mean, I think everybody should just like unite so we get it popping. I'll bust a lot of people's asses too.
I think that's a good point. Arlo Eisenberg touched on that in the last documentary film thing that he did, and he's saying that we got too many small companies and nobody's really putting shit out. Nobody's really making a stand in the industry, and it's everybody just making a little profit for themselves, blowing up their scene, and not uniting. I mean, think about it. If Velez and everybody else in the industry, or everybody that's got equipment in the industry like ourselves, got together, we can do bigger things.
Right.
So ultimately, I think that's a good point you made. And we just need to focus on that and try to, talk to people. I think number one, we got to start talking to more people, communicate, and get these people to get together, get them to unite, get them to start seeing our point of view, as a whole, and especially as the New York, and then, as an East Coast, and then together, I think overall as rollerblading, we all need to just unite, because right now we don't like people from Cali because they got it easy, they where the exposure is at, they just go out, they just skate, they get 3 clips in a video. We skate every day. There's nobody out here filming, and whoever is filming isn't doing enough. So, anything else though? Anything else that you want to air out as far as the industry that you think needs to change, or you think, we need to set as far as our image is concerned, or even our terms? Like what do we call ourselves? Like, are we rollerbladers? Like the Korean guy, the Asian guy that passed earlier, he asked, "What is this?" He didn't speak English, and I said rollerblade. He's like, roll. I'm like, yeah, wheel, like roll. I'm like rollerblade, blade like a knife, Then we got aggressive inline. Like, what do we call ourselves? Freestyle rolling. Why can't we just be rollerbladers, Are we ashamed of what we are? Like, why can't we just fucking be rollerbladers and get it over with? I don't know. What do you consider what we do? What do you call it? Like,
Well,
and you're
not to be
like
cocky.
someone asks you what you do. What do you do? Someone says, "Yo, Figs, what is that? What is that on your feet? What do you do?"
Not to be cocky, but I just call it easy.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I call it. Call it easy. What are you doing? How do you do that? I'm doing easy, and it's very easy. That's how I would like to say it. I mean, you know what it is, man. You see him on my feet, you see me rolling down. You know what it is, So, I mean, if you want to act dumb, I'm going to talk to you like you're dumb. It's easy.
What do you think of some stereotypes about that?
Stereotypes? Oh, my God. I hate going to a big session, a spot, and when we get there, there's like 15 fly girls over there, and they're just looking at us like, oh, they're rollerbladers. Look, they have no money. They're amounting to nothing. Until we start doing some nice shit on the rail and whatever, and it makes us look even, they see our power. That's how Mike said it. You see our power, and then they start to dig it. And then they all on our meats, and then they become pro hoes. That's what we call them, pro hoes. Industry needs pro hoes, I'll tell you that much. Or stereotypes. You know what I hate?
Go right ahead.
I hate when skaters go to their mom's wardrobe and grab her favorite shirt, and then go to her little sister's room and grab her favorite jeans, and then take up all of his grandmother's gel and slick their hair back this way and maybe paint it a little red, and then go outside looking like a woman with some rollerblades on. I think that makes our industry look so gay. Although a lot of people did them out. Well, Shima, Stockwell, whatever, they got some skills, but it's ridiculous. I mean, come on, man.
You don't like Shima?
No, Shima's great.
What about Stockwell?
Stockwell's the man. Stockwell lays it down.
Do you think that has an effect on the industry as far as popularity, or as far as influence, as far as what kids see? They see that and they go, what's that guy? He looks kind of gay. I don't want to be a woman,
And then you got somebody like me.
But don't you think that in turn helps the industry? Let's say that kid likes that style. He wants to be that style.
Or how about this? How about this? What do you think you, Danny Figs, bring to the industry?
I think I bring the truth to the industry. I mean, I bet for years now people wanted to say what I'm saying and They just don't do it because they want to screw they don't want to screw their chances up in the industry. Well, for Figs, it doesn't really matter. I don't care because the industry hasn't been giving me money for like 6 years now, and so why should I care? I mean, I wasn't getting paid before. I'm not getting paid now. So what are you gonna do with it? They're gonna take action, call the skate police. They ain't gonna do shit.
What do you think about the diversity of skating?
But
Yeah, different styles, different you have the urban skaters, like yourself, and you have the more Jeff Stockwell, Chris Farmer, type, you have the, Erna,
Emo,
Dre Powell, types, you know what I'm saying?
right.
So what do you think about that? Comment about the diversity of skating.
there is a lot, isn't there? There's a lot of diversity in skating, but you personally don't.
Care?
You don't care.
Nah, I really don't care about things like that. Like I said, the industry hasn't been showing me love for 6 years now. So why should I care now? I could care less.
So what keeps you rollerblading then?
It's fun. I mean, it's easy. It keeps me out of trouble. The days go by faster. And I met a lot of my friends through rollerblading, and that's helped me along the way to continue skating.
So is there some kind of rollerblading community that you think is built? Is rollerblading an easy way to find friends? It's like the whole rollerblading community. What is that like?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, everyone knows each other. That's cool. But I don't know. Kind of the newcomers that are coming into the game are so antisocial. We go to the skate spot. We do our things. We have a good time. They don't show us no love. These little niggas think they could just come in the game, not showing us no kind of love, and it's okay. It's not alright. We some grown folks in this shit already. Better show us some respect.
So that's a message to the little kids.
That's a message
coming
to
up.
the
They
little
need to show
kids.
some respect.
Word.
Otherwise, they ain't gonna get anywhere.
Word up. It should be an honor to shake my goddamn hand.
Truthfully speaking.
Word.
This is great.
Now that we understand that you keep rolling because you like it, what exactly about it do you like? Other than just, hanging out with friends, breaking skating down into different aspects as far as, the spots we skate, whether it's a ledge, rail, stuff like that. What aspect of it do you really enjoy? What is that feeling you get in the morning when you're like, yo, I'm gonna go skate? It's like, what are you thinking in your head? Is it, yeah, I'm gonna lay some shit, I'm gonna accomplish? It's the challenge, isn't it? It really is the challenge, and it's just, I guess it's a challenge, but it is easy as you put it. To you. I want them to, feed off of what I'm saying so you can build something to say.
Could you repeat the question?
The challenge. I want to hear what it is that really gets you going. I'm sure it's fun, but why is it fun?
You know what I
people play
like?
ball, they.
This is why I skate. Now pay attention. This is why I skate. I love going to a skate spot, and it could be, 8 kids, 9 kids skating, and then when I start doing my thing, I start warming up. I'm not even into my real shit. They all sit down and they watch and they admire how good I am, and I know they appreciate it because it turns into a theater. It turns into a play. Like I'm performing in front of all these kids. That's why I don't really like skating with a bunch of people anyway. I mean, it turns into like a one-man show. That's why I like chilling with, Ramel Knight, John Stevens, Mikey Cancel, Rafael Herrera. We keep it 100, you know what I'm saying? We get to the spot, we skate. We don't sit down, play around.
All right, now. You mentioned you being a one-man show. In particular, one-man show because you have skill, but also because you have style, and it stands out. Not too many people out there have style. A lot of people have the tricks, the big tricks, but they just can't finesse it. They can't make it look good.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is to make the sport look good as well as you have done?
Oh, I've made it look real good. It's
Would you say it's necessary to have style, or because you got in basketball, you got players that can dunk like Shaq
and
without the style, and then you got the players like
who
Jordan
can slam dunk.
who can finesse over like a 3-foot guy, and make it really look good,
Right.
But they're both necessary to the sport,
I hear that. Style is very important. I mean, I've seen videos where you've got 15-year-old kids, 14-year-old kids doing 540 royales. nothing but groove tricks, you know. And then I come through and I do a top torque sole, and then a girl from across the street come see me and not you. That should just prove enough that style's a whole lot more important than a 540 kind grind or a 540 soul or whatever the 540 tricks you got. I don't need a 540 trick. I could soul in a whole video and I'll still be better than you when it comes down to it. No, that was, well, my dream in skating was to make it big so that I could have the resources, you know, my needs, you know, wheels, frames, skates. But 6 years of skating's all been like hand-me-downs, you know, people bless me with wheels or skates or cuffs or screws or whatever the case may be. I never really had the funds to, like, you know, have the freshest stuff. You know, I call it less fortunate. Maybe someone else had, you know, had less advantage or whatever the case may be. But it just proves, you know what I'm saying, you don't need like fresh gear. You don't need to go to the skate park and suck Shima off or Happy, you know, and for autographs. You don't need to do that at all. Because just because you're gonna take them to the back and whop them off doesn't mean you're gonna get sponsored. You know what I'm saying? I think they should just chill out with all of that.
This nigga's bugging.
Word.
Idea of like, you know, like
So do
how
your whole
old-
like name and age and shit, like where you're from?
The name's Danny Figs. That's F-I, 2 G's and a Z, not 1 G and a S. Originally from Spanish Harlem. I moved to BK, just can't move out of the hood. I guess I'm just stuck, meant to be in the hood. I'm 21 years old. I'm a drop out of school. I'm just looking for that quick buck any way I could get it. And I'm still alive. I must be doing a good thing, a good job. Or do a lot more, you know, or just the skaters should do a lot more for the industry. I see snowboarding commercials with a Mountain Dew in his hand, grinding down some pole, when we can grind down like 17, 18 kinks on one rail. We can hold the Mountain Dew. We can drink the Mountain Dew while we go down kink rails. We don't got that kind of exposure. I would like to see rollerblading on a billboard, maybe on a Gap commercial, you know, wearing some nice Gap jeans, doing nice fish brain on a rail. Put me on a billboard on 40 Deuce. I see Sean Puffy Combs up there, and I see some like anorexic models, but how come we can't be up there? I think the world hasn't really seen what we're capable of. And, you know, I mean, they seen us on, was it Max X or something like that, where they see us falling and hitting our nuts and shit, but they don't see our real shit. They don't see, you know, what we're capable of. And I think that's really messed up.
more exposure, basically.
More exposure. That's the key. More exposure. We need to be out there. We need to make movies. We need real sponsors.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather be signed to Pepsi than be signed to 4x4 or, you know what I'm saying, Razors.
And how do you feel about kids that go, oh, he's with Pepsi, he's a sellout, you know? But yet, you know, they don't realize that you've been doing it 6 years, you done busted your ass many times, you know, you put all that effort into it. You deserve that sponsor, you know, any way you can get that money, you know?
Haters will hate.
Basically.
Haters ain't going nowhere. They're gonna be here forever and ever. If you do good, somebody's gonna hope for your downfall. That's how life is, really. That's why I don't care. That's why I just speak how I speak. And I know everybody's gonna see this. And I pray to Jesus that you guys watch this on TV. Because if you got a problem with it, then we got a problem. And you don't want a problem. You don't want a problem.